In the words of Michael Jackson, speeding on the freeway, gotta get a leeway. Doing it on the highway, gotta have it my way. Mine is like a compass, I'm stopping at nothing. Yeah, pull over, boy, and get your ticket right. And this is exactly what it's like to ride in a vehicle with a narcissist. The narcissist always insists to drive, and that's because they have this obsession with being in control. If you know what it's like to ride in the front seat with a narcissist, then you will know it's probably one of the scariest experiences of your life. If you can relate to what I'm saying, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. In today's video, I want to discuss the reckless driving habits of the narcissist and how they pretty much are a speed demon. According to Michael Jackson, the narcissist motto is, "Ain't nothing gonna stop me. Ain't no stop and go. I'm speeding on the midway. I gotta really burn this road." So in addition to being controlling, the narcissist is pretty much an adrenaline junkie. They like to take risks. They like to live on the edge. They generally don't have very much patience. They like for things to be fast paced in general, and they don't have any regard for authority or the law. It pretty much is the narcissist way or the highway. Narcissists don't have a lot of self control, and they don't really have a lot of regard for your life or their life. I can remember plenty of times that the narcissist was driving very, very fast on a freeway. He would drive very, very fast on the roads. He would pull up really fast to a stop sign and stop at the last minute. Sometimes he wouldn't stop at all at a stop sign. He would run a lot of red lights. I can remember one time in particular, I was scared out of my wits. I was in the car with the narcissist. I was sitting in the front seat, passenger side. My son, my very young son that was still in a car seat, was in the car also. We were out of town, so the narcissist didn't really know the streets, the roads, the freeway very well. And on top of that, it was raining. And so the narcissist is on a tall freeway and it's raining and it's nighttime. And he is speeding out of his mind. And I am hanging on to the handles at the top of the ceiling and I'm praying and I'm saying, "God, please protect me and my son." It was almost like the narcissist was somewhere else. I really, it was the hand of God that had that vehicle, is what I could say. I couldn't see anything in front of me, so I'm not sure how the narcissist was able to see anything either. But he was speeding, 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 and just no regard for people that he says that he loves. You know, his two loved ones, precious cargo, is in the vehicle with him, not to mention other people on the road also. Just has complete disregard for anybody's life. If you ask the narcissist to please slow down, that's only going to anger them, and they're going to feel like, how dare you challenge their control? How dare you challenge their level of intelligence? If you ask them to slow down or to be careful, they are going to take your head off. So this type of reckless driving led to the narcissist having thousands of dollars in traffic fines and violations. He was constantly getting speeding tickets, constantly getting tickets for running the stop sign or running the red light. These are very dangerous situations. He would get into vehicle accidents. He would have lots of these kinds of things on his driving record. And then, of course, he would be dropped from insurance policies. He wasn't able to keep insurance because of this kind of reckless driving. In addition to reckless driving while he was sober, the narcissist would also engage in driving under the influence. So when he would go on his gambling binges, the casinos in the South, what they do is if you're in there gambling, they will continue to serve you alcohol in the hopes that you continue to gamble all of the money in your wallet, pocket, and purse. And so that is what the narcissist would do. He would sit at the casino, gamble up some things, get pretty plastered, and then get in his vehicle and proceed to drive home. There were plenty of times that he actually drove into trees or drove into curbs. And, it was pretty bad as far as the accident itself. And really, the narcissist didn't know how blessed he was to be able to have survived a lot of the car accidents that he had. And also, when you're driving under the influence, you are endangering everybody else on the road. So like I said, just no regard for other lives and just a general lack of self-control. The narcissist would go through vehicles just like bottles of water. I mean, every time he turned around, he had to get another vehicle because he had wrecked, and trashed out a previous vehicle. It's very tough to come to the conclusion that you have placed your life in the hands of someone that is totally irresponsible. You cannot depend on that person to protect you, even though they took a vow to do so. It's bad enough the world is already dangerous enough on its own, and then your own spouse will put you in situations that endanger you. That's a very scary and disappointing place to be in. It's very sad to know that you are supposed to be covered by your spouse, but you don't have that covering. This type of feeling can keep you on edge all the time, increase your anxiety, and just make you fearful in general. It makes you not be able to get excited about going anywhere with the narcissist, even if you were to go on a date or take a trip. It's going to be met with anxiety. You can't really get too excited or happy about it because it's pretty much going to be a tilt-a-whirl when you get in the vehicle with the narcissist. You just have to be prayed up, and you have to continually thank God for his blessings, his protection, and his covering. The narcissist doesn't really have very much respect for authority. Didn't really care about racking up traffic tickets and fines and all of these things. Really didn't have respect for police officers, the court, the law, or anything like that. So if he can't obey the laws of the land, he definitely wasn't thinking about obeying the laws of God either. In his mind, he felt like the police officers were always picking on him. And I just feel like his behavior, the way that he was behaving behind the wheel, is what made the officers stop him in the first place. But there again, the narcissist is always going to be the victim, and it's never their fault because they will not take any responsibility for their actions. It is always someone else's fault. With some of this reckless driving activity, the narcissist would actually be placed in jail. And when he got in there, he always expected to have someone get him out of jail. I remember one time he told me not to pay the rent and to pay to get him out of jail instead. This is just how selfish the narcissist can be, how much they think that they should be first place, and how much they think the world revolves around them. I think a responsible adult should just be able to sit in that, and say, hey, I did the crime, so I should do the time. Proverbs 20:1 says, wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. Galatians 5:20 lists drunkenness as one of the works of the flesh. Romans 13:7-8. Render therefore to all their dues, tribute to whom tribute is due, custom to whom custom, fear to whom fear, honor to whom honor. Owe no man anything but to love one another, for he that loveth another has fulfilled the law. One of the fruit of the Spirit is temperance or self-control. Proverbs 25:28. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. So you just open to any and everything. There's no protection because there's no boundaries. So chosen ones, let's stay out of harm's way. Don't put yourself in situations and predicaments with people that are dangerous on purpose. Be friends with people and be yoked up with people who do have standards, who do have boundaries, who are not going to be out here just doing any and everything. Be yoked up and assembled with people who do understand that life is a gift and it's not to be taken for granted. People who do have a regard for their own lives and for the lives of others. Get around people who understand that life is a gift. Life is a precious blessing, not to be taken for granted. Get around people who drive on the roads of life very carefully, cautiously, very mindfully. Be close to people who understand that there is light at the end of the tunnel and that that light is a marvelous light.